Hi everyone, Marlene here with Snow Gardener 307. I am coming back for a little bit more information on my debt confession. I've had some people ask me some additional questions on that. So if you haven't watched my debt confession video that I posted previously, you're going to want to go back and watch that video first. So of course, this was the paperwork that I had filled out for that first debt confession. And now I have filled out some new paperwork. And so, like it says right here, this is my debt confession continued. We are going to specifically talk about credit cards, and we're also going to cover the credit card game, which I mentioned to you guys before. And so in my debt confession, I told you guys that in April of 2020, my credit card debt alone, not including my husband's and not including any other type of debt that we had, was $48,280.19. And so that is what I started. I had multiple cards. I had some cards that had good interest rates and I had some cards that had bad interest rates, just so you guys know. So I started at $48,280.19. And then, as I shared with you guys in my debt confession, as of December, I was down to $30,228.68. Now, of course, that is still a large number as far as I'm concerned for one person to have for credit card debt, for unsecured debt. But that means I paid off $1,851.51. And so for this video, I'm going to break it down for you guys a little bit more. Looks like I need to scoot that forward. There we go. Just so you guys know, still figuring this out. I don't have the best tripod, so please bear with me. I'm trying to make this as good as I can. And so I had paid off $18,051.51 of credit card debt. I have 5 remaining cards. My first card, which is what I am working on now, has a balance of $4,326. My second card has a balance of $5,000.98. My third card has a balance of $6,570. My fourth card has a balance of $12,134.14. I made a notation right here just so you guys know. In that April total that I gave you, this credit card only had a balance of $7,188.44. No, I didn't do a balance transfer or anything else like that. I added almost $5,000 to this balance. I came into needing some money for my wedding and stuff like that, and this credit card has an amazing balance available as well as an interest rate. So I made a choice, whether it was a good choice or a bad choice, to go ahead and put more charges onto this card. So that just gives you guys an idea right there. So even though I say I've paid $18,000 off, considering that I added another $5,000 to this right here, we know that I actually paid off more than $18,000, more like probably $25,000, just so you guys know, because of the different credit cards being utilized. Then my last credit card has a balance of $2,197.56. I explained to you guys in that debt confession that this card right here, this is a Home Depot card, and so it's at a 0% offer right now for home improvements. And so that's why this one is all the way at the bottom with number 5, because it's sitting at 0%, and we make set monthly payments to get that paid off. So this is the cards that I have remaining right here. What you guys had asked, though, was which cards had balances before. My credit cards that had balances in April 2020 are these cards right here. Now, this one right here, you notice there's some stuff in red, so we'll talk about it. I had 2 Citibank cards that both had over $2,500. I had a Discover card that had over $8,400 on it. My State Farm card in April had $0, and the highest it got during my debt-free journey was it bumped up to $2,372.16. Now, this bumped up because of the credit card game, which I'm going to talk to you guys about. But just so you know, it has since been paid off. My Amazon was up to $1,146.42. Luckily, I got all of my promotional amounts paid off before the 0% offers ended. Amazon is one of those cards that can get you in a lot of trouble, because 0% is great until you don't get it paid off in time, and then all of a sudden you're paying 24.9% interest. Then I also had a Chase card that had almost $5,000 on it. Now I want to let you guys know that all of these cards right here had $0 balances for that April 2020 total for my debt. However, these cards all got utilized during the past months. And so my Target card had a highest balance of $629.85, Victoria's Secret over $450, Zulily just a little bit over $100, and Old Navy was at almost $325. Our Sam's Club was up to almost $1,500, and all of these have since been paid off. So that is what I was telling you guys about when I said that I had paid over, what did I say, over $18,000 off. It's actually much higher than that when you look at how I've utilized my cards. Do I recommend that people utilize their cards if they have an issue with credit cards? Maybe not, but it is something that is a possibility. So I want to go into what I call the credit card game. I have not heard anybody else call it the credit card game. Maybe somebody else has. What is it? This is where I use one credit card to pay another. And of course, a lot of people go, that doesn't sound like a great idea, right? So I put, is it smart to do this? Sometimes I believe it is your best option. Other times, I believe you are just trying to get yourself in more trouble. It depends on how good you are at having your convictions that you're going to pay your debt down. I'm excited to say that my husband was just recently able to play this credit card game. He had gotten a credit card offer in the mail. I open every single credit card offer, just so you guys know, as we're trying to get out of debt. And when I opened this one, it was for a Discover card, and it was a really good balance transfer offer, 0% for over a year. And the interest rate after the 0% was a lot lower than some of the cards he was working on. And so he was just recently able to transfer 2 credit card balances that had, I would say, a medium interest rate to a card with 0%. So that means every single dollar that he pays on those cards now is going to be at 0% and is going to help pay that principal down. You do have a balance transfer fee. A lot of times this is anywhere from 3% to 5%. However, if you figure out the fee that you're paying versus the interest that you would be paying over that year, it is a lot of times much smarter to pay that transfer fee. So for example, let's say you have a credit card, and it has a $5,000 balance, and you've got not a great interest rate. You've got a horrible interest rate. I put eek right here with a sad face. It's got a 24.9% interest rate. That interest is going to eat you alive. Every single minimum payment that you make is most likely not even going to cover the interest, and that's how most of us get ourselves into trouble. So if you get a credit card offer for a balance transfer, sometimes you'll get balance transfer offers that will give you just a lower interest rate, 19.9% interest. Still not great, but 5% lower than what your original card was. Now you have to determine for the fee and the interest rate if it's worth it. Better yet, if you get a balance transfer offer for 0% for 12 months, that is so much better. You think about over 12 months how much this 24.9% interest is going to cost you, then I think it's a no-brainer to go ahead and do that balance transfer. Now, some people question this because if you already have a problem with credit cards, if you get another credit card that, say, has $5,000 on it, so you can balance transfer this or most of it, you went from having one credit card that has $5,000 to now having the option of 2, which you could max out. So you could get yourself in trouble this way. However, I still think it's a good payoff strategy if you have enough conviction to not reutilize this credit card right here. If you have to, cut this credit card up. Don't close it though, but cut it up. If you don't care what your credit score is, then close the account, right? If you're not looking at buying anything, if you don't need a credit card score for anything, go ahead and cut that card up. For those of you guys that follow Dave Ramsey, I follow part of his principles, but not all of them. I still do utilize credit cards. However, they are what got me in trouble because I was able to spend money I didn't have. So Dave Ramsey, of course, this right here for Dave Ramsey, I'm not so sure he'd approve of this, but this is what is working for us. And this is part of the way that I was able to make such a dent in my credit card debt, because I was able to balance transfer my higher interest cards onto lower interest cards, especially the 0%. So just think about it, decide if it's right for you, and of course, go forward. Now, just so you guys know, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just giving you guys a little bit more information on how I was able to pay down that much credit card debt without getting a new job with a much higher salary. All right, guys, that's it for right now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.